Yes, I think we are live now. Uh, if anyone can confirm on the chat if they can hear me out loud and clear, that should be really good. Awesome, awesome. Let me actually go ahead and share my screen. Yeah. Hey, hi everyone. A very warm welcome to each one of you. I hope you all are healthy, happy, and safe from whichever the part of the world you are joining from. I'll probably start off with a bit of my introduction. My name is Yash, and I lead the community efforts here at DeFi. We started DeFi back in 2020 with the vision to democratize data science education. And so far in our endeavor for the same, we keep conducting regular boot camps where the idea is anyone can come and learn the topic of their own choice over a set period of time along with the community. Our 5-week deep learning bootcamp is part of this initiative, and I hope you are excited for this. At the same time, talking about the other initiatives, we also keep conducting regular data cons where anyone can learn data science by practicing on real world data sets. We also keep building micro courses once in a while where anyone can learn data science essentials at their own pace and time. And at the same time, we have a really active Discord community out there where you all can come and interact with each other, share your learnings, doubts, and see guidance from each other. So yeah, that's some bit context about what we do at DeFi. And if you ask me, one of the most common learning which we witnessed for past 1.5 years since the time we have been running DeFi is the power of community learning, where each one of us comes and learns together, shares together, struggles together, at the same time grow together by sharing knowledge with each other. And I think this is something which we have been witnessing in all our boot camps so far, and I believe that's the best part of community learning. And we'd love to keep encouraging it in all our boot camps and take it to the next level along with you guys. So yeah, on that note, I'll quickly welcome you all to the 5-week deep learning boot camp. I hope you all are equally excited to embark on this community learning journey. Probably before we start off the boot camp tomorrow, let's first understand the format and the other essentials so that we can make the most out of the boot camp when we start off tomorrow. So talking about the first thing, which is the learning resources, right? The format is something like we'll be releasing the learning resources every Friday, starting from tomorrow, which is 18th. And next set of modules will be released on 25th. All these learning resources will be in offline format, so you don't need to worry about attending any live classes or any sort of those things. The reason why we do this is since people from all across the globe join for the boot camp, it's really hard for everyone to come and meet at the same time and learn it. So keeping it self-paced helps everyone learn at their own time and pace. So that's about the format of the boot camp. I'll also share where you can find the learning resources tomorrow. So probably let me switch the tab once and go to the deep learning boot camp from where you registered. Right. So if you can see this tab, right, you can come simply from my boot camps and 5 deep learning boot camp here. Right. Right now this button is freeze, but once the boot camp starts tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. IST or 6 p.m. CET, you'll be able to click on it and it will take you to the bootcamp LMS where you will find all the learning resources. At the same time, I'll also show you how the learning resources probably by opening up a previous bootcamp which I enrolled in, right? For example, explainable AI. This is one of the bootcamps I enrolled in the past, and the bootcamp button is right now visible to me. So if you click on it, right, it will take you to the learning platform which looks something like this. Tomorrow, once the bootcamp starts, you'll be able to see the learning modules for the deep learning bootcamp on the link. So yeah, that's about how you can go to the learning resources and start learning tomorrow. Uh, And like, if you want to plan out your next few days, right, which is something I'll highly recommend, right, you can also go to the View Bootcamp curriculum, where you can find like, the entire schedule of the bootcamp, what all modules or like, what all things will be releasing over the next set of weeks. Yeah, I mean, like, if you see, right, tomorrow, like, in the week one, we'll be releasing 2 modules on 18th March, which sort of covers the basics of deep learning as well as like, neural networks. And simultaneously, like, over the next set of few weeks, we'll be releasing further modules. So yeah, feel free to use that link. You already know, like, where you can find it from. I'll probably also share it in the chat after a while. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers about like, where you can find the resources from. Further, like, you can also go to the FAQs below where like, we have added already, like, what are the format, how frequently the learning resources will be released, or like, bunch of other things about that. Yeah. Uh, so talking about like, the learning bit, right, where whenever we learn something, right, we always we may face sort of issues, or we may sort of need any help, right? So we already have a Discord community out there, like, where each one of us, like, comes and helps each other. So yeah, feel free to join the Discord and like, seek help from your peers, and like, at the same time help them out whenever they are stuck with, right? So, and that's how I think, like, we'll be able to learn better together over the next set of 5 weeks. uh, we also plan to conduct few office hours. We are still in the planning phase of it, but like, over the set of next few weeks, we'll let you know, like, how we can sort of keep an office hours over the weekend or so with some sort of industry experts to help you clear out doubts, if any particular. And yeah, talking about the last element, right, which is assignments. So one thing which is really important, like, while learning is that we sort of like, test what we learned after we complete off our modules, or after we sort of complete out our learnings, right? So we plan to keep 2 graded quiz and 1 hands-on assignment as a part of this boot camp. These are mandatory sort of assignments to complete, and similarly, like, the criteria of completion, as I mentioned, is right that you need to complete both the graded quiz and the hands-on assignment with sort of a minimum score of 60%. I believe, like, that's pretty much possible. Like, if you thoroughly learn through the modules and like, sort of apply your problem solving skills at the right place. So yeah, that's pretty much about the format of the boot camp. I'll be happy to take up the questions as well from you after a while. Please keep putting it on the chat, and like, once I help you understand the whole format and everything, we'll quickly jump on to addressing the questions and talking about, like, what it takes to do and what it takes to sort of complete the boot camp. One thing which I personally believe, like, is that you need to be extremely passionate about learning something new, and sort of have a never give up attitude. And if you believe in yourself, right, I'm sure, like, you'll make it happen. And rest be assured, like, we all are here to help you out in the community. Feel free to always reach out to us over email, over Discord, over anywhere, and like, we'll be more than happy to help you out. And if you're looking for some more motivation, right, we have sort of few videos from past learners as well. I'll probably, like, play one of them and show you, like,
Hi everyone, greetings from Milan. I'm Giovanna. I am an absolute beginner in this amazing bootcamp. I'm so excited because I built my cheerleader model. It wasn't easy. One of our greatest coaches my goal. Thank you so much to the team for making this possible. Learners, thank you. Thank you for sharing your achievements. Every day I learn a lot from you. Enjoy your learning process and think and feel that you can do it. So, happy learning. Ciao.
yes. So, like, talking about Giovanna's journey, right, to give you some brief, right, she was one of the past bootcamp learners. She completed, like, she came from a totally non-tech background and learned through the boot camp, and like, was able to transit to a data science role after the boot camp. One key highlight out of her journey was, like, that she was really consistent throughout the boot camp, and was learning daily and was actively asking doubts, and she was never afraid to put her doubts out and seek help from others. And that's something I highly encourage you all as well. Whenever you face doubts, right, feel free to put it out on the community channels, and people are there to help you out at any time. As well as plan out your next few days, set out time for daily learning, 1 or 2 hours, whatever works for you as per your schedule, and thoroughly learn consistently over the next few days. So yeah, I think talking about the support, as I mentioned, right, the community is all out there to help you out with your doubts. And over on top of that, we are already putting out some good quality content with a structured learning path, which can help you learn deep learning structurally over the next set of weeks. And in between, we plan to keep office hours as well. And while learning, one thing is always feel free to ping your best friend, which is Google and Stack Overflow. Most of the questions or most of the answers are already out there on these forums, and it will also help you exploring out more and more things. So don't forget to ping them, if you face any issues while learning. And before we wrap up, I just want to sort of thank all the contributors of this boot camp, or sort of the makers of this boot camp, who came in the past and put together this boot camp to what it is today. So many thanks to Dipanjan, Joinal, Guniva, Diksha, Sai, Zaitri, Hassan, Aishwarya, Banu, Raviraj, and Farsana. These were some of the industry experts, who curated the content in the past and put it together what we'll be learning over the next 5 weeks. Many thanks to all the coaches, the team at DeFi, and most importantly you, who always encourage us to keep conducting this boot camp, and motivate us enough to do whatever we do today. So many thanks to you, and keep learning actively. And yeah, I think that's pretty much from my side. I hope you got an understanding of the format, and how the bootcamp will proceed on over the next set of weeks. I'll probably jump on to YouTube chat now and take the questions which are there. Just give me a moment. All right, I'm on the YouTube chat now. Yep. Uh, let's start off with the questions, which you folks have put it. And please feel free to keep asking the questions on the chat, and we'll take it one by one. So the first question is from Nadir. I see. Hi, with only some basic Python knowledge, is it good time to start learning deep learning for someone like me? Also, I do not have extensive knowledge of machine learning at the moment. Nadir, what I'll suggest you is it's always good to explore new things. But if you are really a beginner right now, and want to first learn the other essentials before diving into deep learning, you can feel free to sort of enroll in the 5 week data science bootcamp. It's purely for absolute beginners, who want to get started with data science, and then deep dive into the fields machine learning and deep learning. So but you can always feel free to explore things, is what I feel. When the bootcamp starts tomorrow, see out if go through the material a bit, and see if you're able to learn and grasp things out of it. So yeah, or maybe you can also simultaneously do both the boot camps if you feel you have enough bandwidth. So yeah, I hope that pretty much answers your question. uh, Next question again is from Nadir. uh, For the ID, can one use VS Code as well as following up with Bootcamp as VS Code is feature rich as compared to Jupyter, for example? Okay, so some people can't hear me. Is it for everyone? Or is my voice better now? If anyone of you can confirm in the chat, that should be really helpful. I believe I'm loud and clear now to everyone. So probably we'll start moving to the questions back. So Nadir, there is no mandate on the kind of tool that you are using. Feel free to use VS Code. Feel free to use Jupyter Notebook or Google Colab, whichever works better for you. There is no mandate, and feel free to use any of the tools that you wish to. Hope that answers your doubt. Chris mentions the DeFi Discord channel is great resource to collaborate and learn. Highly recommend. Definitely, Chris, people like you, who are really active out there, is what the community is all about, right? And thanks for making that happen. And I hope, in the bootcamp as well, we'll keep witnessing the great collaboration and learning, it as collaborative learning, which will happen. So yeah. Uh, Glenn mentions, I found the particularly info helpful to expand my current knowledge on pandas and NumPy. Glad to hear that, Glenn. I think it's great that you have already covered the preliminary the week zero, which we released, and we'll be basically learning things on top of that. In the next few weeks, you'll be seeing similar kind of learning content, same intuitive resources that we had put it together in preliminary resources. So yeah, hope you are excited about it. Uh, Likewise, Giovanni, glad that you liked it. Cool, perfect. Many of you can mention that the voice is loud and clear. Thanks, folks, for confirming that. Uh, yep. Moving on to the other questions. Uh, Deepak mentioned, he joined late. Can you please say me and short what was this? So Deepak, basically we covered the essentials of the bootcamp, like the format, how the bootcamp will proceed, and everything around it, where the resources will be. You'll be able to find the resources, which all links are there. So I'll probably share the bootcamp link in the chat, and you can go through here and figure out. Otherwise, feel free to rewatch the video whenever you get time. This recording is going to be here on YouTube on the same link, so feel free to rewatch if you missed out on anything. Yep. Next question is from Neeraj. What is the difference between AI, ML, and deep learning? So, I think this is a question which you folks can answer better on the community channels. Probably Neeraj, I'll encourage you to put it out on the Discord community, and people will be happy to help you out with addressing it rightly. But to give you some context, I think this was one of the questions which was asked a few days back in the community as well, and a few of the folks really replied well. I see Spanias here. He also mentioned that basically deep learning is sort of a subfield of ML, and which in return is a subfield of data science. He put it really well out there. So yeah, I think that pretty much answers your doubt, I guess. Next question is from Rizal. In the last training, do we get certificate from DeFi? Yes, Rizal, you will get a certificate from DeFi once you complete the bootcamp. So as we mentioned, right? If any learner, if you folks complete all the 3 graded assignments, that is 2 graded quiz and 1 graded datathon, which is going to be at the end, right? And if you have a cumulative score of 60%, which is pretty much possible, by the way, you will get a certificate once the boot camp ends from us. So yeah, hope that answers your doubt. Next question is from Deepak. This bootcamp just discussion basis or it's going deeper? Deepak, it's going to be a sort of deep dive into deep learning, as I would say. So probably if you are sort of an learner who is looking to understand the essentials of deep learning, or sort of dive deep into it and start applying deep learning to solve real world problems, right? This is a perfect bootcamp for you. And that would be, I think, the sort of learning outcome that you get by completing the bootcamp. Hope that answers your doubt. Uh, Feel free to put questions right in the chat. We'll keep taking it one by one, as and when we add progression. Perfect. The next question is from Vikas. Could you please tell me what main topics that we learn here? Because we have already put it out the entire curriculum here, which sort of covers what all are the topics or what all are the modules that you will be learning. It's pretty exhaustive. I'll share the link in the YouTube chat as well. You can feel free to refer to uh, this curriculum doc here. It will give you the exact thing which you are looking for. Hope that answers. Sanjeev, you are excellent in your work. Thanks, Sanjeev. Thanks bunch for the appreciation. I'm glad it's helping you out. Uh, the next question is from Mariam. I do not know the concept, but I'm very bad at programming. I even tried many times to get hands-on programming, but couldn't help it. Don't worry, Mariam. I mean, learning is something which never stops. I think this bootcamp might be a good change for you. I think if you are looking to learn something new, feel free to explore and don't be afraid of failures. If you fail in past, it's not something to worry about. It's a learning process, and that's how we all learn. So yeah, keep learning, keep exploring things, and go out, put your best effort and learn something new. Hope that answers your question. uh, the next question again is from Mariam. If the certificate is free of cost, or will it cost some money? Mariam, everything which we do at DeFi is free of cost. So I mean, including this boot camp. So once you complete the boot camp, you'll get certificate for free, or anything which we do on DeFi, as I mentioned. Be it any initiative, there is no cost involved. It's entirely free for the community. So yeah, hope that answers your question. Uh, Sanjeev asked one question. I know R, but do not know Python. Can I learn? Yeah, Sanjeev, you can definitely learn. So, what you can even do is before we start off the boot camp tomorrow, or during the boot camp, you can sort of revise the Python first if you feel like. I probably reach out to us on email or on Discord, and I'll be probably happy to share few good Python learning resources which we already have with you, so that you can brush up your Python skills. Yeah, hope that address your question. Okay. The next question is from Rahim. Will we have access to all modules, or it will cover week by week? Rahim, basically, the modules will be released week by week. So for example, tomorrow on 18th, we'll be releasing the first two modules, which you can cover in next 1 week from 18th to 25th. And then on 25th, we'll release the next set of modules. Why we do this is pretty simple. I mean, we don't want to sort of overwhelm you with all the resources, all the 5 resources at once. Uh, through which you may get overwhelmed at in time to quit, which is something we don't really encourage and want to do. So that's why keeping it one by one, or keeping it week by week always helps. And it will even help you out to plan your weeks and plan out your learning and learn it structurally. Hope that helps and addresses your doubt. Yes, I think we are pretty much covered with the doubts which I can see on the chart. Anyone else, if you have any doubts, please feel free to put it on the chat on YouTube. I'll be happy to take them right away. Okay, Sairam asked one question. Do we have any placement assistance through community? As such, there is no placement assistance, or no job assistance right now. we would love to help you out in whatever way we can. Right now, there is already a channel on Discord called Jobs and Internships. Community members like you, or everyone in the community keep sharing the opportunities there. So probably have a look at it. At the same time, if you come across any good helpful opportunities which the community can benefit from, please do share over there, so that we all can benefit out. Hope that answers. Next question is from Akshay. Sir, is there any end quiz for week one also? Uh, so basically what I understood, Akshay, from your doubt is that you are looking for some sort of quiz within the resources. So there would be few graded quiz after week one, or after the consecutive weeks. We are still to plan out the exact dates of release of it. I'll probably get back to you soon on Discord over it, or on over email with the exact dates and everything about the deadlines, or the final dates of the graded quizzes. Hope that answers your question. Rahim asked again one more question. Is it necessary to complete modules before going to next module? Up to you, Rahim. It's always good, that you complete first things first. If you are starting right away, right, and jumping up to third module, you'll not find it really easy to learn. So probably, progress one on one by learning through each and every module. And that's what I'll recommend everyone out here, as well as you. So yeah, learn structurally, and I think you'll make it happen. Hope that answers your question. Uh, Next question is from Neeraj. I'm a beginner in CS. Is it suggested to do deep learning, as I know basics of Python? Uh, so Neeraj, if you are looking to sort of dive deep into deep learning, you can probably brush up some of the basics before diving deep into. So we already released some prerequisite resources a few days back with all of you. So probably go through it, and then start learning deep learning. I'll also try to share that link with you all here in the chat if I find. But if any of you already have it, that should be really good if you guys can share it in the chat. Um, yep, I got it. You can go through this pre-work, or pre-resources before diving into deep learning if you feel you want to revise few concepts before doing that. So yeah, feel free to do that. Uh, Next question is from Karthik. Where is the content for 5-week machine learning? I'm not sure, Karthik, what exactly you're referring to, because we aren't doing anything on 5 weeks machine learning bit right now. If you're looking for the 5-week deep learning resources, it will be accessible here tomorrow, as I mentioned above in the chat. Mariam, you can proceed by learning the basics of Python. I think that will pretty much help you out with your data science journey as well. Next set of few questions which are remaining. If there are any other, feel free to put out there in the chat. Shehbaz, what I have missed. So Shehbaz, we almost are towards the end. Probably what you can do is you can rewatch this whole session. It's going to be there on YouTube on the same link. Once the session is over, you can just skim through it, so that you understand what all are the essentials of the bootcamp and what all we have covered in today's session. The next question is from Tatin. Would the classes happen daily, including the weekend? Answer. Tatin, I already mentioned it earlier in the starting. I believe you joined a bit late, but I'll reiterate on it. So basically, the bootcamp is going to be in a uh, self-paced format. there are going to be no live classes during this. We have put the content in an offline format that is pre-recorded content. Why we do this is because people from all across the globe join for the boot camp, and it will be always hard for each one of us to join at the same time. It might be night for someone, or early morning for someone, right? So we keep it in rather a self-paced way, so that we all can learn at our own time and pace over the set of few days or next set of few weeks. So yeah, hope that addresses your question. Further, we also have mentioned few FAQs on the bootcamp page. You can go and refer to them as well. I think it will also give you some idea about the format if you missed out anything. So yeah. The next question is from Neeraj. What kind of projects we can do after completing deep learning course? So, Neeraj, you can explore a lot of things after learning deep learning. You can go out and apply it on real world data sets, right? So, for example, we also keep doing AI challenges, or data challenges every week, right? Once you are strong with deep learning, or once you understand it, right, you can go out and apply your skills to those data sets, and and try to solve those real world problems on real world data sets. So I think yeah, that pretty much answers your question, I believe. The next question is from Raheem. What type of data set we will be working? Are these data sets related to industries? Yes, Rahim, these will be some of the intuitive data sets that we have put together, and it sort of reflects the industry level problems. So for example, let's say uh, a data set on metropolitan data set, right? It sort of reflects what's out there in the real world, and these are some of the data sets you will be working on during this course of the next 5 weeks. So, yeah, hope that answers. Okay, next question is again from Neeraj. This course contribute in my CV for job? Can this course contribute in my CV for job? Definitely, Neeraj. I mean, it's always good to mention whatever you learned out there in your CVs, or in or mention it while applying for any job, right? Plus the whole end outcome of learning through the bootcamp will be you'll have right set of skills which you can potentially show to any employer, right? And that will ultimately help you in landing up a job, right? So you'll build the right skills which are required out there to be able to sort of do a deep learning job or a data science job. So yeah, hope that answers your question. uh, Yes, last question from Matina, I believe. Will we get certificate at the end of course? Yes, Matina, you will get a certificate after the course end. So yeah, uh, hope that answers your question. Yes, I think that's pretty much the questions which I see on the chat. Anyone else? If anyone have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I'll be happy to take them now if you folks have any other questions before we wrap up. Okay, few more questions which popped up. Akshay, is this module also help me being a BSc data analytics student? Uh, yeah, I think it will give you right set of skills, Akshay, which you sort of want for for a data analytics role, or sort of anything around it. So yeah, feel free to learn and explore over through this boot camp. The next question is from Irwan. Does this bootcamp cover how to implement our model on device? Example inside CCTV or IoT device. I'm not exactly sure, Irwan, what your exact doubt here is. Probably, if you can reiterate on it once, that should help me out. But if you are looking to, what I understood is it's not very much related to IoT, the deep learning as such. But yeah, if you can reiterate the doubt, that should help me get a better clarity on it. Siddharth, how would you keep the log of our progress? Uh, Nice question, Siddharth. I mean, we really don't want to micromanage you and keep a log of your progress as such. I believe all the learners are encouraged enough or are passionate enough to learn over the next set of 5 weeks. We'll keep reaching out to you over emails or over Discord and see if in any way we can support you in your journey. So yeah, hope that answers your question. Will we have access to this bootcamp forever? Yes, Rahim, you will have access to this bootcamp forever. Even after the bootcamp ends, you will have lifetime access to the resources. Yeah. The next question is from Chris. Do you think we can have a requirement to get some of data set from SQL database? I know that data center extract a lot of data from SQL data. I want to get more practice doing this. Nice question, Chris. I think it's sort of a feature or a product that we'll have to build. I earlier shared with my team earlier in the day today when you shared this this sort of requirement on Discord. Probably allow us some more time to figure out how we can sort of implement it and get back to you on it. So yeah, hope that answers your question, Grace. The next question is from Rizal. If we have basic size NumPy, could us skip the pre-work of deep learning? Yes, Rizal, if you already are thorough with these concepts, you can skip them or you can feel free to revise them. Will this course cover deployment techniques? Deployment techniques as in deploying it to the real world, Matina? If you can sort of or if you meant to sort of deploy it to to the production level, if you are sort of looking forward to that, maybe you can let me know in the chat. We will have a live session every Friday or same timing as today, time duration for every class page. Mariam, as I earlier mentioned, there are going to be no live classes. We will be releasing resources every Friday, not live classes every Friday. So, the learning resources are something you can go at your own time and pace during the whole week. So yeah, that's how the format will work. Hope that answers and clarifies your doubt. The next question is from we will have daily quiz at the end of the session. Siddhant, I believe what I just mentioned also address your doubt. The boot camp is going to be self-paced, no live classes or no daily sessions. So hope that also addresses your question. Uh, Definitely, Vikas, nice question. The live interaction always keeps happening on Discord. That is first thing. If you face any doubts or if you need any help, feel free to always put it out there on Discord. There are always members who are who always feel free to who always feel happy to address your doubts or address your queries or help you in any way required. If required, we'll also keep sessions like these, which we can make more encouraging or more engaging sort of thing, right? And keep doubt sessions like these as well if required over the next 2 weeks or so. So yeah, hope that answers the question. Chris also have one question. I'm assuming he's typing right now, so we'll wait for him for a few minutes. In the meanwhile, if anyone else also have a question, feel free to put it out and we'll take it before we wrap up. Yeah, Chris, as I earlier mentioned, right, that's sort of a feature which we might have to build to be able to do that. Currently, what we do, as you may already know, right, through the past boot camp that you attended, right, it's more of putting out the data set, putting out the CSV of the data set to the GitHub, or onto a particular link from where you can extract it and load it to your collab notebook, right? But to be able to put it on a SQL database and building that database itself is sort of a feature which needs to be built first, I guess, and it's more of a dev effort. And as I mentioned, we are discussing it with the team, and if I have any updates on it, right, once things are finalized, I'll probably get back to you on it, and hope we'll be able to build it near soon in the future. So yeah, hope that answers your question. Or probably if you know any of these existing websites which already have this functionality, or any of uh, the ways of implementing it easily, right, please let me know. I'll be happy to share those links and with the team and figure out how easily we can do it, or how earlier we can do that. Yeah, hope that clarifies. Anyone else with any questions? All right, I think uh, almost all the questions are answered. But if you still have any doubts, feel free to put it out on the Discord community, and let us know if you need any help with. Hope this calls or this session pretty much helps you out with understanding the fundamentals, or understanding the essentials of how the group can will go for the next 5 weeks. And I hope you all are excited and pumped up enough to learn deep learning over the next 5 weeks. And we'll look forward to see you in action soon. Yeah. Bye bye everyone. Have a good week and have a good weekend.